Saying the name in the legends of Quinn.
Well, we've already done that with the thingy Vag.
Vag Karen.
But he's now known as something else now, isn't he?
No, it's just Vag
no,
Karen.
it's because he's no longer interested in what's going on here and stuff. He's backed off. And somebody's around the table earlier said, well, that means he's Vag something. And everyone was in stitches and I can't believe it was.
Whiskey?
Do you like drinking? No.
So yeah, we'll give you a tartan tomorrow morning.
Do we have time before the big battle?
Don't want it.
Oh, that's.
And then you can fight alongside your Celtic clan when we're fighting in the big fight.
Is Tuck gone to sleep?
I hope so.
Tuck! Are you dreaming and swimming with the twatter?
Here, understand the words you said,
Excellent. You could choose to be a McGoogle, but that way lies damnation.
Talk. So if I was to ever consider a character that could be based around Celts, I wouldn't be able to use any of Cornish heritage names.
That'd be pretty much like it. Sure. We tend to work together and build long relationships to accept people to initiations.
I grew into being a Celt. So you.
He was never a Celt. I actually gave him McGuinness as a name because I could never see him.
We were travelling a lot, me and Calvin,
And everyone used to
we
call him
came
Trash
across
Bandit.
a lot of fights, and the three of us, we were quite a team.
Oh, we were.
We've got a new Celt.
Oh, yeah, the little boy.
Yeah.
Anyone want a Copperberg or Thatcher's?
Oh,
have a Thatcher's.
Just have a few.
No, it's fine.
Honestly, man, you should be drinking this. This is
That's the Thatcher's. Rosé.
Okay, right with it.
So the way that we've always...
I normally used to be able to
I have a bottle opener I can grab.
Right.
It's just on the table.
That's the last two.
Oh, fuck, sorry. I can't get up.
Yeah, no, I wanted to try the rose. I haven't tried it.
Thank you.
Try, go for it.
I'm getting one. Wait, that's not bottle opener. That's a lighter. Wait. Where is me bottle opener? There it is.
What would you like some Connemara to say?
No, someone told
Try, mate.
Enjoyed yourself?
Where's the other bottle?
Yeah? You come back with us?
That was your bottle, I think. His
No, it
is-
doesn't.
Where's your
You're
bottle?
awake.
This is a beautiful...
Other side. Other side.
whiskey.
Right.
I don't really like whiskey.
I'm alright to try a swig of one of those. I haven't tried that
Do
yet.
you want to pass that around?
Proper peaty then. What's that?
Thatcher's.
What, cider?
Rosé. What is it?
I'll pass it on.
Thatcher's Rose. Yes, it's that.
Thatcher's rosé.
Cider. Cider, I think.
Was it going to me or?
Just pass
Well,
it
hang on,
round.
let me have a drink.
I don't drink. Yeah, I've got cider anyway.
I thought...
Oh, that's alright.
You put like you vinegar.
Have it.
Oh, Spanish, Italian, rosé.
Oh, sorry, top.
Well, that's not bad.
It's alright. I don't think it's nice as the Brothers, though.
No.
It's actually...
Have you tried Brothers? Sorry, Blue Sky. Blue Sky?
Blue Star.
Blue Star. Close. Considering that I'm not very good with names, that's pretty close.
No worries.
Have you tried Brothers?
As much as I love this stuff, I
Have you tried Brothers? Yeah.
All I've got is whiskey and Guinness, and I should have really given myself a few more options.
How many of you?
This is lovely though.
Yes, I
I
am.
adore Guinness. I was in Dublin this week. So
I did
love
say
Guinness.
Buck Guinness.
Because we're right on top
No,
of
but
the
he is lovely.
I can't deny the fact. I'm just saying I did say Muck Guinness.
How's the mead?
Gotta pass that along.
Oh, I do like that.
Thank you.
Let's hear some more stories about our history.
Some
There's
more
someone
stories
behind
about
you.
your history. Okay. So, I tell you what,
There you go.
Excellent.
let's talk about a story that's quite on topic. Let's talk about the day that the Spear
Let's
of
talk about
Lugh
sex,
came
baby.
to the world. Does that seem like something reasonable?
Yes.
So the Spear of Lugh was It's a spear. You've seen the latest iteration of this spear. Out character, you're certainly going to get like a more Spear of Lugh fizz wreck. Or are they going to do something? Or
No, I wasn't intending to get any pole arm, so I haven't got a fizz rep. But if I finish the event with this, I most certainly will.
okay, cool. Well, if you don't plan to, let me. I was already planning on fashioning the entire full treasures. So.
Oh, really?
You know.
That's good.
Yeah, absolutely.
But. So the Spear of Lugh first came to the world in a battle with the hero Cuchulainn.
Right.
And it's actually, and I'm probably going to butcher a lot of the names in this because I'm quite good. But
You are? Yep. Just all right.
when Cuchulainn was raised, he was raised by his foster father. And that foster father had 3 natural sons. And as he was raised and when he went out, he grew under his foster father, and he eventually came of age and went back to Ulster, where he came from. And it just so happened that they ended up fighting
Rhubarb meat.
across from each other on the field. The 3
Oh, wait,
brothers
actually, it might be
on one
blackcurrant.
side and Cuchulainn on the other.
Yeah.
And on that morning, Cuchulainn
want a
was
marshmallow?
visited by a man dressed in red, who professed himself to be Lugh. Now, Lugh is one of the Tuatha De Danann. He is an old Irish legendary god king who was effectively the first High King of Ireland. Even the Welsh have legends of him and call him Lugh Logith,
It's a cider.
which means Lugh of the long hand. Now, on this day, it was said that a king would die. And Cuchulainn had declared himself King of Ulster not recently, not too long past. So, can't keep doing it with the bottles.
You need to slow your drinking, lads.
So,
Doug's got both of them.
So, supposedly Lugh put himself toward Cuchulainn and proffered him with a spear. Now, the Spear of Legend looked a little different from the one I saw, I must admit, but potentially there's chances for the Celticness to still come out in it yet. But it was a spear that bore a sharp top point and came down into 2 sharp prongs that met at the haft. On the head and face of the plates of the spear bore a screaming man.
Screaming man.
And there are 2 words that would supposedly cause this weapon to immediately launch itself into the air and start hurtling towards every enemy on the battlefield and passing straight through them and on to the next and on to the next until a different word was called back. Now, I can't quite remember what those words are, and even if I could remember, I don't think I should be saying them out loud to O'Reilly.
I would like to know what they are, but with it being just over there, maybe hold off.
That might not be the way to do it if we don't want to camp genocide.
Oh no!
Do we?
But he went out onto the battlefield with the spear, and he faced off against the army led by the 3 brothers who'd grown up living with him. The end result was that he charged against the first army led by the first brother, who I'm going to call Dermot for the sake of things, because I've quite forgotten if I'm absolutely honest, but I will consult the texts in the morning. So he rides off against Dermot's army, and when he fights against them, the spear, it falls from his chariot, because Cuchulainn, not the most mindful of people. If you came across Connell at all, you'd probably say the same as someone like him. They tend to forget things. And it was picked up, in fact, by the first of his stepbrothers. And when he picked it up, he threw the spear directly at Cuchulainn's chariot, and he struck Cuchulainn's charioteer. And he said, I have made the prophecy come true today, because I have killed Eamon Macer, the king of all charioteers, as Cuchulainn's charioteer was known. Cuchulainn then picked the spear up, said the word, it flew forth, and it flew straight through and killed the first brother and his entire army before he called the word and it went back to his hand. He then turned his chariot around and rode off to the second army. And you know what he did? Like an idiot, he dropped the spear. When he dropped the spear to the floor, it was picked up by the second brother. And he, I haven't got a good name for him in my head at the moment. I'll call him Aimer. So Aimer would pick up the spear and he threw it at Cuchullin's chariot. But it struck into the flank of Cuchullin's horse, the grey mare of Ulster. And it struck straight through the heart. I say grey mare, grey stallion, of course. Because he said, I have fulfilled the prophecy, for I have killed the king of the horses. As Cuchullin's horse was known as this. But Cuchullin picked the spear from the floor, and he threw it and called the word, and it decimated the entire second army. Then he called the spear back, he turned his chariot, and he marched towards the third host. As he marched towards the third host, the army of Cumhail, guess what he did?
He dropped the spear.
Stupid idiot dropped the spear again. And Cumhail this time lifted the spear. And Cumhail was the eldest of the three brothers and the only one who could match Cuchullin when they fought each other on the battlefield. And he launched that spear strong and true, and it went through the belly of Cuchullin, right through the back, stuck right in the middle. Cuchullin would later die from these wounds, but he wasn't dead yet. However, Cumhail announced, I have fulfilled the prophecy, for I have killed Cuchullin, the king of all of Ulster. For that is what Cuchullin would be known as. Cuchullin, with the spear embedded in his stomach and knowing he bore a mortal wound, simply spoke the word of the Spear of Lugh one more time, and the spear ripped free from his body. It struck through Cumhail and through his entire host and decimated the third army. And at that point, Cuchullin lifted himself up from his chariot, moved away from his charioteer, king friend, and his king horse, and he marched himself to the top of a hill for his final battle, which we'll talk about another time.
Right.
But that's the Spear of Lugh that apparently you've got right now. So if it turns out to be what it is, then there are two certain words that could make it quite the deadly object. But it is also worth noting, and I'll tell the legends at other days, there are 4 high treasures that have come with our people, 4 from the Tuatha De Danann. There is the Spear of Lugh, which can fly freely at a call of a command, will decimate enemies until it is called back. There is the Sword of Light, or the Moon Sword, which will, as you swing it at an enemy, the enemy will know that the Moon Sword is so pure that his body will literally pull itself apart to receive the blade, and not a drop of blood will ever be left on the sword. The third treasure is the Lia Fail, the Stone of Heroes or the Stone of Kings. And it is said that when a true High King of Ireland stands on the Lia Fail, the stone will sing and all will know that that man is a High King. And the last and my personal favourite is the Cauldron of the Daidr. A huge cauldron where Celts would bring their food back and they would cleave and cut it apart and place it into the cauldron, and all who went there would be strong and healthy as a result of the food that they ate. However, in times of greatest need, fallen warriors would be placed into the cauldron itself, and the food would nourish them and bring them back to life so that they could go back to battle and fight again. Those are the 4 high treasures of the Tuatha De Danann, the people of where you come from. And if the card readings that myself and Osric received in this camp are true, they're not that far away.
Can you tell us about the Reapers?
I'm afraid I can't. It's not something I know.
Was it Reavers or Reapers?
The Reavers?
Reavers.
I've heard of these creatures here, but not from where I come from in Tirnanog.
Does anybody know about the Reavers?
I don't think so. I've not really heard about them.
pull them back around.
Or is it all just stopping with me at the moment?
I was enjoying your story.
Oh,
there's
you're
the-
a new legend.
All I know about is this new...
Likewise, though.
Were you there with the necromancer when we
Good
all met him with the
story.
undead dragon?
Not mine.
Yep.
Remember when he said something about the judge?
Aye.
And you can
What
see
was it
why
he
I
said? It was something about
when some fey
don't do
offers
any deals with him, or was it
No, he said he's
this.
the worst.
No, I'll pass.
worst of the
That's
worst?
that nice
Something,
cider.
something like
Yeah,
that.
and if he was to contact
And they offered
blah
a
blah
great
to let him know,
story.
And if we are able to restrain him
restrain
and
him,
bring him to him,
that's it.
but then he would be making a very powerful thing from its body, I'm sure.
And did this mean stop with me and should be going to you?
Oh no, it comes to me and then immediately goes back around.
It's because there's no way to pass it that way.
Right.
Yeah, there's like a kid there, and then
Okay.
Those two are not.
You're just the last
I've
stop.
And yeah,
side.
one's got a drink
I'm
and the other
last
two are not
stop,
drinking.
but I'm currently
Oh, I've got
taking
it down
a small
next to me.
break, so I'm
Oh,
not
okay.
gonna
But
wait
if we're
around.
passing round
Back to you.
this other
Finally.
stuff,
Oh, don't worry, just pass
You're
it
not
back
drinking
and
it?
forth.
Well, the Thatcher's Rosé.
no, the mead.
Oh, I didn't realise the mead went around.
Yeah.
That's kind of why.
It's not going around. It just got this way.
There was a Thatcher's that was coming round.
There was a Thatcher's.
Oh, yeah,
Yeah.
I got my own Thatcher's.
Well, why you pass a couple of them around?
We have.
There is another bottle of Thatcher's going round.
Oh,
so
Den.
This one here I'm about to
sorry.
finish off. So.
Tundie, have you got a cider that I could steal?
Just a sip one.
Just something to enjoy that isn't like 56%
Just pass it
whiskey.
Wait, is
that
that
down.
how much that whiskey is?
Yes.
There you go.
Oh, fuck.
It's a very, very, very good bottle that I
Excuse
bought.
the language, by the way.
That I bought for the event.
Just say fact. It's fine.
Well, we'll try and even steer clear of that when we got old Dan about it. He's a little bit too smart for the rest
Oh, I
of
didn't
us.
even see him. Yeah.
Oh, that's the
Right.
other thing you need to do
He
if
needs
you want to join
tartan.
the Celts.
He needs
You need
tartan.
to speak in a Celtic accent.
He's taking it tomorrow morning.
Well,
And we
You
need to
think you
teach
can
him
do
Celt as well.
No.
I can try.
it,
Yeah?
I've got a
Need to
question.
teach him
it
Celtic.
grows on you.
Out of interest, just from what you have seen on this field, who do you think is the king of the Celts?
Out of all of us.
Out of everyone you've seen in Tartan,
Probably you because you're.
Disgrace.
it's in the blood.
A little bit. Can I make a guess?
I'll say something though.
Go on.
This guy.
Me and the Green Man, we saw greatness in him,
Oh yeah.
and we
How
think
does
he's
this
going to be
solve
the
the
next
Celts?
king.
I don't know. I think I've
That's
already
right.
seen the next king, and
I
he
have a
might be the
dream.
next
Fighter.
after that.
My Tartans are
That's what I
actually of
mean.
the colour
All right.
canless.
He's going to be
future- a
I don't
future-
have
yeah,
plan.
a future
I've
king.
given myself
Right.
instead
Yeah,
to my
maybe.
God. And I
I
give
was saying to the
advice
referee the
this
other
man.
day, I'm going to keep you
Where
RP.
this is
I'm
Callan.
going to start,
He's
and
the
I'll come
greatest fighter
like
in
Took.
all of this land.
But imagine if I
have,
moving while I was
I
that
have.
age,
There has
all
no-
frail, running out. I'm going to run out to the
98
battlefield.
90 years old.
In-
And I'm still good.
Yeah, in like a pair of pants with my sword and go, come on.
Just one testicle hanging out.
Are you trying to imply that I might be better than you, Kevin?
No, not
I
yet.
am the
Because you got competition to my right
you're
of
the
me.
best one in this circle.
That's mighty kind of you.
The need,
I don't think I've ever seen you down on your ass as many times as lately.
the need thing.
Lately, I've been doing very well.
I meant King Cavan.
Yeah, yeah.
Well, to be fair, you've lost a few weapons this weekend.
Aye, that's true.
I mean, he let a girl win a fight. Didn't he? Really?
It was a Celtic
Well,
woman.
it was
He wanted her in the,
a-
and it was
she
like,
must
oh,
have had
hello.
Celtic blood is all I'm saying.
Well, I'm gonna- when we found you on the battlefield, had you
Yeah.
fought alongside any Celtic women?
I don't remember much before that fight.
Most Celtic
With that
women
fight.
I've seen kick the pants off of Celtic men 9 times out of 10.
Oh, yeah.
3-3 so far I've seen.
Like, out of 10, I'll hopefully be bringing my partner on the next one.
Yep.
My partner. Because she normally does reenactment.
Yeah, so
Celtic woman.
stands
Should
to continue
reenact
that
beating
women
the
will beat the
pants
shit
off
out of men.
Yeah, she's
case in
fully
point,
trained
McDonald's.
Roman
Never get
gladius.
As long as she can
we
switch
all
it off
remember how
and
that
not,
yes,
not do
yeah.
illegal moves like
Yeah.
thrusting or shit.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Oh, is Cox not coming back?
Because it can be a very difficult habit to stop. Because that's the problem Gareth has, Owen.
Yeah, so
He can't use certain weapons because he's trained in a very specific way.
yeah.
Quiet word.
The me, la la la
Oh, for fuck's sake.
Get off your fucking phone.
I'm not on my fucking phone. I'm trying to sort this out.
Yeah, it's an old phone. It's huge.
This is not a phone. Trying to find some goodies to vlog tomorrow.
What is it? Is that the puzzle box?
Yeah.
Shit. What is it?
It's a big bag of.
Oh.
Oh,
I think that's my one because it doesn't have the
Yours is.
thing on.
Oh,
and you're good at these.
we don't talk about those.
Is it like a bin?
I'm not very good at these, but I will try. It's just hard in the dark because it's colour coded, isn't it? It's got 2 colours. Yeah, 2 colours.
Is that that puzzle?
Yeah.
I haven't tried it yet. What do you have to do?
It's colour coded and shaped.
And nighttime colour code.
Okay. That's one side. No, it's not.
Are you having a go now, Scamp?
Yeah.
Why didn't you put it down and focus on the fire instead? You rude little fucker.
I can do 2 things at once, unlike you.
I was doing 3 things at once.
Right.
Scamp. You figured it out yet?
Yeah.
Scamp.
Yeah.
You figured it out yet?
Yeah.
Scamp.
Yeah.
Ignore him.
Scamp.
It'd be a try.
That's what you fucking get.
I'm telling one he's being a bleeding idiot.
I can see where you had the light now, though.
Yeah, exactly.
That's always what I've said. I'm fine with it. If he's being a bleeding idiot, can't tell himself. Well, that as well.
I would expect.
My leg is very warm.
Hmm?
My leg is very warm.
Very warm. You're not cold. Good.
Okay, I've nearly got one side.
Ooh.
2 sides.
There should be. It was a
I'm glad I come here. I feel like I'm doing a lot better here than I was.
It's a good place to grow. It feels like it. Especially now that we've created a second Cleaty well through the intelligence of Dan.
Dan Bandit.
Do you think it's actually going to do what Osric said?
What?
It's going to balance the land.
It's going to start. But this land is not dealing with a single wound.
No. Far from it.
Remember,
This land is scarred beyond all recognition, if I must say. I believe that the word that we use in the old language for this is Kumbar.
There's a lot that needs doing.
And there is another one.
How you doing, Scamp?
We'll get
Better than you.
I've nearly got 3 sides.
You nearly got 3 sides?
Yeah.
I've nearly got it in pieces.
There's a lot of trials.
3 sides my ass.
there are indeed.
He has.
Nearly.
Not joking.
No, yeah.
Crosses, guests on the Fae, and trials.
Scamp.
We've been doing that all day. If you do that, I'll make you a masterwork bird.
I think.
You are anyway, ain't you?
But I think he's making you one for free. That's 2 masterwork bows.
That would be, wouldn't it?
It would be.
I
wouldn't
don't
it?
need 2, but
No, but then we can. It's a spare, or someone else can learn bow.
Lilia. Lilia's a bow woman.
Yeah.
sword will be the trial of battle.
Right, I've got a reason to do this now. Okay, so that needs to be
What the druids
there.
and Daidr are going to make us do when the cauldron comes. My Christ.
Well, I've heard the story of Daidr. Not only a wise, fair ruler, but quite a creative man. Kind man.
But also the ruler of Bacchanate.
You're going to throw that other piece of wood on? Because your foot's all on it.
That's the smoky one. Is it dry?
Feels dry.
As you can see.
Very dry.
A man who can take a joke at the expense of an top.
Oh, absolutely.
What I want to know is why it's got little spiky bits everywhere. Because that makes it really weird.
Did you know that they're hooking them?
Oi, up here.
Oh, that's nice and light.
And
did you know that when a
they've
king...
got 3 daughters, ain't they? Am I remembering that right?
Oh, that turns.
But there's a triplicate of spirits found underneath them that, often referred to as the moral good.
You got a small one there? Small piece?
Neva, and
Ava.
Eight.
Yes, because she gave her name to Ireland.
I think it's a little longer than just Ava. Ariane or Ariel. But it's something like that.
I don't know. I was never a druid. I enjoyed the stories, but I was never part of the stories.
If I was absolutely honest with you, I barely passed my druid exam. I spent far too much time doing silly things like painting.
Yeah, but you managed to find
Art
me.
is good though.
No,
It
I
allows
like
you to
your
express
painting.
yourself.
Art is exceptional when you're a druid because it allows you to paint sigils. And I've decided that this stupid word they use here, sigils, is not poetic enough for me. So we're going to do sigils.
Sigil.
Whatever you
Siggles.
call it. I enjoy
I
them
want to
immensely.
squiggle a sigil. It's nice and easy. Or woes. But sigils.
We usually call it worlds.
Right, sorry, you were saying.
Either way, I enjoy them immensely.
They are fantastic. Have you ever had a sigil? Do you know what a sigil is?
Yeah, well, it is.
Boy, thank you very much.
I'm joking.
These
Big
silly
goal, I
cabins.
can't do this shit.
Are the other ones different or are they all the same?
No, this was much harder.
By a
Oh yeah, I'm sure.
Just
and
your
make
fucking
something
mouth.
magical happen, and that part of your body is
Oh.
utilised. So this one
No.
is a bounce sigil.
Shut up.
This one
Scamp's gonna beat you.
is also a
Scam's gonna
bounce
have to find me
sigil.
some
And I've got another one hidden down here.
So what?
That effectively
Oh,
makes me
you
happy
evil.
because I'm very, very bouncy. But there are lots of different
Wait, I'm
pictures.
gonna beat you now.
Come on,
Each
Scamp.
one of
That's
them
fine.
makes a different type of magic
He was
happen.
like,
Oh, I've got Q.
Dundee.
Fine.
And I can talk to Q in any language I want.
That's fine.
Cow.
That was Biscuit.
Row, I'm going to feed you some spiders later.
Celtic.
Tell
Fuck
the
off.
boy about true sight as a sigil. I stuck this on his head, Dan, earlier on. A picture of an eye. And what did you use it for, Tundie?
So, I got stuck in this cave system behind that rope trick game set out by Tyler. So, there was no doors on any of these walls, no exits apart. I ended up using my true sight sigil on my forehead to find the buttons to help me escape from the room. There was
And we can do them to make you do magical powers like knockbacks and mud feats and healing magic and all different
and
types of things.
reflecting the damage
Chuck
back on your
something at
enemy.
Oh, I've got it on me already. I've
That's
explained
the
it.
bounce one.
I just
To
explained
avoid-
how I'm
I
a
got
human
shot.
trampoline.
I got shot in a
Yeah.
battle today. A guy shot me, tried to shoot me in the back with his arrow.
bounce,
And it,
Bounce.
it hit
Oh,
me.
I saw that. I saw that, and he
1,
was
2,
just
3,
like,
4, 5.
he just sort of appeared from the trees, and it's like, oh, he did
By the
not
power
like
of
that. He then
Morgan.
soon disappeared
He
again.
didn't. He did not like that at all.
mud feed, mud feed, mud feed.
Don't, my socks are getting wet.
I'm out now.
I then tried to stab him with a dagger, but he must have moved on too quickly. I couldn't see
Isn't there
him.
lots of different kinds of druids?
There are
Oh, that's a good
lots
question.
of different kinds of druids.
So
Because there are lots of different members of the Tuatha De Danann.
yeah.
So, I can only talk about Celtic druids. There are other druids around these places who worship these lands. But I come from a bit of a different land called Tirnanog. And where I come from, every single druid dedicates themselves to one of the Celtic gods. And we've got lots of them. Would you like to hear about some of them?
Okay.
So, my god is the Morrigan. And the Morrigan is actually one of a group of 3 lady goddesses. So the first one of those is a lady called Blowedwyd. And Blowedwyd is the lady of the flowers. And she makes all the flowers bloom in springtime, and she creates beautiful maidens and happy mothers and lovely children. Then there is the Morrigan, my goddess, who sees young women and men grow to be strong warriors and go out and defend their lands in great battles and make themselves heroes. And then finally, there is the cold lady Ceridwen, who represents the winter and the fact that at the end of the day all life must end and go back to the earth and come back anew. Those are the 3 lady goddesses. But there are also more. So we spoke about the spear, didn't we? That spear that was thrown 3 times from 3 brothers. Well, that spear was the spear of Lugh. And Lugh is a male god, and the god of the sun, the god of light, and the god of strength. Then we have the Daidr, is another one. The Daidr is a creator. He has a big cauldron full of food from which he feeds all people and can heal people from even death. The Daidr has a giant belly because he constantly eats. And if anyone even tried to stab him with a sword, all they're going to do is get through a little bit of skin and fat and they can't actually get to him. So he can never really be defeated. But he's also very, very happy and very, very funny. And when people go to battle against him, they're more likely to die from laughing too hard at his jokes than they are from dying from blows from his great big club that he swings around his head. And then the last one that I'll tell you about tonight is another one, a god called Dian Seth. And Dian Seth was a man with a long white beard, and he would walk around everywhere with a cloak that contained lots of different plants and types of grass and flowers and this and that. The entire cloak was coated from top to bottom. And it's said that for every single plant on that cloak, he could take out 1 leaf or 1 petal, and with that he could cure any illness in the world. So if he found somebody who was covered in boiling spots, he'd just pick out a leaf from one of the plants on his cloak and put it in their mouth, and they would be healed. Or another one who's got a shivering cold, and he'd take out a petal from a flower, and he'd give it to them, and they would be healed. Or another one who was as ugly as Cavan, and he'd take out a brick and he'd bash their face until it looked quite good. No, I'm joking. But
I like that
a beautiful
one.
cloak that would do anything needed for the healing of the Celts. There are many other gods and goddesses, and if you like to think about a particular thing in this world, maybe it's rivers, maybe it's the sky, maybe it's the trees, maybe it's the ants and the insects in the ground. There is probably a Celtic god or goddess who represents them. So it's always very important that we know the world around us, that we respect it, and that we make sure that these creatures and monsters from the forest, the dark dead and the evil ones, cannot come here and stop the beautiful things that the Tuatha De Danann have given us. Does that make sense?
Yes.
I hope you enjoyed it.
Can I ask a question? Well, 2 questions actually. Green Man guy, is he Celt but not part of your faction?
I know he's entirely Celt, but I wouldn't want to tell the stories of Green Man to the young lad without without him present, they're Osric's stories to tell.
Of course. I just wanted to clarify that. 'Cause I can.
That answers your question earlier when you said you didn't think the Green Man was Celt.
I didn't say that.
Yeah, you did.
And then the second
went down to
question
the
is
investigation, I said,
these.
We were talking about our Green Man guy.
My family never really talked about the Green Man.
Well, that's what I mean. It answers the question. He is. He is a Celt.
Well, they probably talked about it but gave him different names. That
Ah,
happens
no.
quite a lot.
Do you know what? It's actually a very valid point. Both of you are to degrees correct. Because the Green Man is a Celtic god, but he's not actually a member of the Black Faith now. The Green Man predates even the Moirans.
Oh.
He's an ancient.
Okay.
He's effectively the birth of the earth.
And then may I ask the final question? These sigils that you do.
Woad.
Do they have like an expiry?
Well, it depends upon the sigil. We use them, so when we get hit, that's when they expire. They expire fairly regularly, but they won't last beyond an event, and they only last until they are expended once.
Right. So, how much would it cost if you were to do them on others?
Literal 0. They are a religious Celtic practice.
So you wouldn't be able to find them?
Not for me.
That
Not
is
for me.
understandable.
Others do them. I believe that the dead men, the dead men, they provide sigils for prices.
Yeah, they do actually, yes.
I think they run at about a silver upwards.
Right.
Yeah, they do armour ones and.
They are good. They are good. I've had Jack do me a couple of times. And
I
they
don't
are
deny
All
that
right.
they can use their shamanism skills for what they need, but let's be honest, I've got plenty of people to cope with without trying to take on business.
Oh, of course,
And
that's understandable.
Also, not a particular issue for us to try and take on business whilst we've got Tundie McGolden fingers over there.
I don't know what you're talking about now. I've counted up
Everything
our
you
funds
touch turns to gold, doesn't
The
it?
Celtic Mint.
we still have after that entire adventure up there. 1 gold, 6 silver, and 8 copper or something.
But we have a stupid amount in reserve materials.
Yeah.
We have a second titanium weapon between the 2 camps.
You what?
Aye.
A third of our star mesa weapon.
You what?
Aye. This is only taking a day and a half.
Okay. I got some feathers.
I've seen them.
Oh,
I might flag them tomorrow.
How much could you get for them?
No. Put them
No,
into the
we'll
Star
find out.
Metal Sword.
Put them into a star metal sword. No, we already did the void feather. That's gone now.
Wait, not in
It's
this
not going
camp,
in
but
star metal sword.
Where's the void feather to?
What? I carved it into a quill and we gave it to the bard to write stories.
That's
Oh, very nice.
Daisy MacDonald is currently writing Celtic legends in a probably cursed quill. We should soon be fighting monsters directly from the page.
She wrote down some of my songs with that quill.
Excellent.
She wrote down that we
that's all
fought
we
a
got back.
dragon.
Some of my songs with that quill.
She wrote down my stories.
Are these the black feathers that I collected one of earlier?
What?
I
The
mean,
void feather thing.
Yeah, well, we got one and we decided that we were going to try and use and abuse it to the best situation possible. So we turned it into a quill and we started writing stories.
Right. I mean, I can't remember if I've lost it or not. I'm very good at losing things.
That probably isn't a good idea.
No. But I did have one at some point, so I might have a
How's it going,
curiosity
Scamp?
at that.
Well,
How's it going?
Nearly got another
see what
side.
happens.
Very nice.
this has been a good couple of days for the cows.
It has.
How you doing?
I got 2.
Complete?
I think we've represented
Nice.
rather
You better than me.
I think we have.
Back where I
We
belong.
have done an
I'm
awful
joking.
lot.
I'm joking.
In many different ways.
We've done plenty.
Have we actually dealt with the whole little metal man thing over there now then?
Ooh, oh, you moved it off.
Sorry.
I know that they gathered all the material.
Don't we
Tundie might be the man to ask.
Schematic?
We got
Let's have a look what you got.
I've just broken a piece now.
So
Hang on.
Are you literally just breaking it apart?
No. I literally just went to move one single piece here and it just broke into 2 pieces.
Oh no.
And the materials for the key were gathered.
Is it the same shape as this one? Like it's going to turn into a diamond eventually.
Oh, you got... Right.
Yeah.
I've been doing mine in just effective colours.
Oh no, you got to line them up.
Yeah. What?
What?
Who's crafting the last key? There's a little box.
You know the whole resources for a key for the little red man. We got the schematics.
We have.
And we got all the materials, didn't we?
I don't know.
Oh, I thought that's what the auction resolved.
No. No, the auction was primarily for the other bits. It just happens to have some items for the key in there.
Right. So with that in mind, do you know if the keys checklist has been filled?
I think it's very close, if not done.
Right.
I believe that we might still be short of cold iron. This, from what I've overheard, so I'm not too sure on that.
Oh well, we're not giving up any of our cold iron weapons now, are we, boys?
No. No, I'm not giving up my
Got
piece of cold iron either. I'm not giving up my piece of cold iron either.
But I may be wrong on that.
Do you know what you should do? Do you know what you should do?
I might sell it at triple
No,
the price.
just to show the cam how bling you are. Wear it as a medallion. Just walk around saying you might not be able to make it, but we could if we wanted to.
Me too.
If the price was only 12 gold, I could have pissed 12 gold and still have plenty left over and buy shite up there.
I am quite surprised at the amount you bought up there. I was like, well.
Actually, you could make a better necklace. Have a
I could have bought more.
titanium,
I thought I was
gold.
turning
Gold.
out was like 3
I was
gold.
gonna
And it's
put a
like,
bid on anyway.
oh, that bought
ironwood,
nothing.
and just wear it as a
Absolutely
massive
nothing.
bling necklace.
Could.
I did not want or need for anything, so I just spent all my kit points on money, and I didn't get anywhere near what you've touched this event. It's stupid. I genuinely feel like a true peasant.
Likewise.
It's quite fun though.
It
Doesn't
is.
matter, because, you know, I work with him. It's okay.
Keep telling yourself that.
I know exactly who you are. Scrooge McDuck.
What do you mean?
Yeah.
Scamp requested a weapon. That's the very next day. He had a brand new weapon in his hand.
No, I mean
Oh,
the fact that dude who jumps into the piles of gold with
You get the weapon. I'm still waiting on my 5 silver.
Oh, that's fine.
Tundie, pass me a drink, please.
No, we agreed anyway on fixing your gear, your armor.
Mog. You alright there?
Oh, that's
Your
true.
knees
Yes, we
look
did.
red, mate. Are you a bit close to the fire?
Pass that to Rich. We'll strip me.
Your knees look really red. Are you a bit close to the fire?
Maybe.
Yeah, so move back
You
a
might
bit.
want to just shunt yourself back 6 inches or so.
Toasty, you're cooking your own flesh.
Some feel. Yeah.
You're going to wake up in the morning.
You're going to wake
just
up with
have-
artificial sunburns.
No, he's going to wake up and he's going to have 2 chicken drumsticks instead, holding up his body.
Makes for a nice breakfast, though.
Oh, we don't tend to eat our children.
No, he can eat it his
No,
own.
but he does.
Yeah, no.
The Bombay bad boy tasted like kids.
Kids these days. Just not tasty enough.
You're going to become our little feral Celt, ain't you? Yeah.
Yeah, he doesn't
He's
seem
going to
to.
run round like a little dog.
He doesn't seem too keen on it.
Second Royley.
Oh, no, worse. No, worse.
Can we call him Little Riley?
Little Riley.
Okay, I
Why,
won't say it
little
again.
Riley?
But shall we call him Royley Jr.?
There's not a Riley Jr. that I know of.
Oh, fuck this thing.
I'd like to keep it that way. So if you ever do meet someone by that name,
Whoop, shit.
keep it in the back.
I've just done what you did,
Sorry,
Tundie.
but we'll just call him Royley Jr. It's fine.
Shit.
Sunday,
Which way did
this is one of life cars, but did you sort out the air pump?
No?
Have we got it, or is it still in the intent?
Still in his tent, we can just go grab it whenever.
But he's fast asleep.
Not in his tent.
Oh, in the in-character tent.
Is that you there, Took?
I don't think it's inside his tent.
No.
I think he's inside his
Oh.
van. Does he sleep in that bed?
In the one he eats in? Yeah.
Oh, no, I didn't get it.
Old man cramps.
I didn't realise he slept in it. I thought he slept in the van.
No, the one with the car is just
In
he left
carriage.
the car there so that he could hang his temper for that.
No, I didn't got that.
Ah, right.
Looks like you guys are sleeping together.
It's fine. We've done it before.
I'll sleep on you then.
And we've done it before,
That'll
haven't
be
we?
far more comfortable than the other way round.
That's how we used to do it, wasn't it?
But everybody needs a belly for a pillow.
Exactly.
Where did your friend go then?
Logan.
Tundie.
I think he's gone to go check on the kids.
Oh, yeah, Becky's not very well.
Oh.
Shall I become the leader
Hmm?
Shall I become the leader of the ankle biters then?
Wow,
Well, she's
Just do a better job than Logan.
Yeah.
Don't leave your group behind.
Oh. Like I said, I wouldn't have minded whatever he was doing. Just let us
turn the
know so
ankle
we don't
biters
panic.
into coats then.
Oh,
I missed that one.
he said, I'll just turn the ankle biters all into Celts. By the way, ankle biters, we're now Celts. What?
I don't think they'd take much persuading. I've worked
I don't
pretty
think
hard
they
on
would.
that front.
The Celtic recruit force.
The little cheetah girl
Oh yeah.
thinks you're amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, Kitty.
Yeah. I keep getting told that I'm a legend, and I don't know why.
She was telling the Fae guy, can I pick an adult to go into the Fae?
Right.
He went, yeah, who do you have in mind? And she went, the guy, and then she pointed you out.
Right.
It's like she's got a one following her around and in her back and call, but no, it's not her she wants, it's you.
You
I don't know what you did, but you've made yourself.
must be your
famous
fluffy
life.
ears.
I think it's because we speak the same language.
The word, yeah.
Oh, pretty light.
Oh, someone's gone disco mode.
Oh, it's-
Did somebody press the buttons? I guess it's Cavan.
There is a guy standing up there pressing it all.
Yeah, it's Tuck.
oh, it's
He's playing with it.
you using your magic again, Tuck?
May I ask?
He's flexing his control.
May I ask? Is it an insult to call you the Celtics?
Yes.
Has anyone got a weapon?
Yes.
Get to
What? You're unarmed.
No, I don't think I am actually. I had a dagger here earlier. Oh no, Tundie.
Well, we got our feral.
I love how you're too busy trying to find a weapon to kill me with.
I know where it is.
I asked a question. I wasn't calling you the Celtics. You're a wonderful Celt.
Celtic treasury, and I'm just like, here I am with a little dagger. It's all I have, but I'll defend it to the end.
It was a question. I wasn't insulting you. It was a question.
Just try saying the word again.
Celtic.
Ah, there we go. Now you figured out how your tongue works.
No, it certainly isn't an insult to call us Celtic. We are indeed Celts.
I was asking about the way you pronounce it.
Well, there's one way. We told it to you.
Yes, I figured that was the way, but I asked, could you pronounce it the other way, or would you take offence? I have clearly learned that you take offence.
Crazy learned, yeah.
Properly.
So now I know
That arm's never
if I wanna-
coming back
if
now.
I want to get anyone killed, I'll just
There
refer
we
to
go.
you as
Thank you
the,
very much.
and you'll go and kill them for me when they call you that.
Tuck's off the bed, I think.
3-hit man.
He needs to.
He needs to.
It's been up, what, 20...
Why?
Because he's mental.
I don't know what time offhand.
In a good way.
Stu, do you know what the time is?
I'm not.
I think it's about 2. No, 1:30.
Am I allowed to take this and continue working on it
right,
tomorrow?
you pointed me, I was like,
If it is,
I'm not a Celt, I'm just a travelling elf.
Travelling now?
Right.
Want to join?
Yep, I was bang on
For your house
without even looking.
this evening. This has been a
I said
wonderful
That's
about
absolutely
1:30.
fine.
It's quarter past.
There's a child crying in the tent.
Dad's with it,
Oh, okay.
feeling very ill.
Yeah,
Sue,
she's-
just while I've got you there,
Yeah.
our airbed's deflated, and Ian had that battery with the pump. Can I nick it?
Yeah.
Is that all right, or is he in bed already?
No, we're in bed, but you can come get the battery.
Yeah, it was a battery in a little pot that he had next to it, which
there
had
is
an
a battery.
inflator.
Yeah, there is a pot. I'll put it out for you. Like,
Brilliant. I'll
you
come
can
now.
come with me.
Thank you. Just both me and Den need it.
You just dropped something.
I just dropped something. This is my
Just there, right there.
Are you all right there, mate? Cheers, dude.
Oh, they're really not well, are they?
Yeah, it's that the little one, isn't it?
What happened? Just general sickness.
I think it's just yeah, tired or
Overtired, maybe.
Overtired, yeah.
What, the kid?
The little girl.
Yeah.
I honestly think it was drag the cootie welter later, drag the cootie welter later.
Yeah.
The kids all got back at 10:30 at night.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, I used to.
Tied her out.
When I was a kid, I used to do that.
Yeah,
but
but
if a kid doesn't do that regularly and then starts doing it every night for one weekend, by Sunday they're pretty broken.
I mean, I never had this sort of thing when I was a kid.
No,
and she might have picked up a cold or...
Yeah.
It's your sister, isn't it? Is that right, Dan?
No, it's my brother's sister, not mine.
Right.
I actually think the crimes coming from another person in our faction, their children, is pretty...
What's her name, Dan? Is it Arabella?
Yeah, I've only got a couple of loose
You've
ones.
got Bethany and Dylan, they're over that way.
Yeah,
I'll go get another pouch.
Bethany is really poor.
Yeah.
Do you need some, like, medical assistance?
I'm not sure. Like, I was in there now.
Okay.
Sleeping in the tent with us tonight.
Right, because Sue is a trained midwife. She actually just came up asking, is that girl alright, sort of thing, and I said parents with her sort of right now, but I'll go and find the on-call first aid for tonight. And just let the situation be known. Do you know what type of sickness it is? We can hear the crying.
Carl thinks she might be dehydrated, but she was okay earlier, but now she's just...
Do you want some Lucozade? I know it's sugar, but Lucozade Sport. It's got the salts.
Have we got any of our squash with the hydrated stuff?
No, we haven't at the moment, and that's not going to be good enough if she's deep into it. It's
if she's deep into it,
not a solution.
What, the rehydration fluid?
Yeah.
Really? Because I found it brought me out of it when I
They've got
was.
sachets of the proper good stuff over at the first aiders. Like
Oh, do you want me to head over?
Do you know who you're
I don't know
looking for?
who it is.
I do.
Oh, I'll come with you, O'Reilly. Right. Do you want to have a go?
No, I'm no good at these, but I'll look after
No,
it
they'll
for
have like, sachets.
Right, it ain't gonna make a difference. You can't ruin it.
Would you like me to have an attempt? I promise I will give it back to you. I will not run away. Stand by the way, say them.
Not up here now.
O'Reilly,
Long time, sir.
I'm coming. I'm coming.
Like a long trip.
Is that what your jingle magics give you? The power to see.
I can see clearly now when the dark has gone. That was your fault.
What's that one's name again?
I don't know what happened to the girl.
Oh, fucking hell, that's worse.
Is it?
Yeah. I don't know why I've got my